All right, I'll do the intro.
Sorry.
Just was listening to the radio on the drive.
Is it filming? Are we good?
No, it is filming. I'm just trying to think of an intro. I'll do something funny.
That was perfect.
What?
You're like, I'll do the intro, and then like the music started. Just have that.
Yeah, I like
Just use that.
All right, it's been one whole year. We had tickets in our hands to go see A Quiet Place 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then the pandemic hit. And Shannon's literally been asking every month since... Well, not every day. Every week. Every month. I don't know.
At least once a month, I'm like, when does A Quiet Place 2 come out?
That's right.
Because I'm dying to see this movie, and it better live up to my expectations because the first one was so good, and I have so much faith in John Krasinski.
Did it live up to your expectations?
It completely exceeded all my expectations. This was like the best movie I've seen in 2 years.
Oh my god!
So good!
Oh my god! Welcome to GeekdomMOVIES.
Yes!
Hey guys, so welcome to GeekdomMOVIES. As we know, we just logged in to GeekdomMOVIES, like literally I just logged in 2 days ago, and we got 50 new subscribers, all coming in from...
50?
We got 47.
Sweet, awesome.
I'm just gonna guess it's 50 now from 24 hours. I could be completely wrong.
Alright.
But welcome to our channel. Thank you for subscribing. As you guys know, we put up our first review up 2 weeks ago, and I'm guessing you're here from In the Heights review. You can comment down below and tell me I'm wrong. You just found us some other way. But I did see a surge because we're the only 10 people who have reviewed In the Heights on YouTube. So we appreciate you guys checking it out. We appreciate you guys liking and subscribing. We do movie reviews here. We watch and give you our opinions. And those opinions sometimes will agree with you or won't agree with you, but at least we'll tell you our honest opinion on what we thought of a movie. So welcome and thank you for joining. There's tons of videos on here. You guys can just scroll down below if there's new and you've seen a movie or want to see a movie and you want to see our reviews. I don't know, we got 2 years worth of videos up there. And we're not stopping now. We're actually pumping out more reviews. We got Cruella.
Yes, super excited.
Is also out this weekend, but we decided to stick to one movie because I'll be out of town. George will be out of town. But I think we're all going to try to watch Cruella at a different time. Anyways, long story short, my Excedrin just kicked in and I have caffeine going through my brain, so I'm way too active for this review. Shannon, give us your review for A Quiet Place 24. Okay, disclaimer before we start. Literally, we cannot tell you anything about this movie. We're going to have spoilers for the first Quiet Place. So if you haven't seen it, just go watch it. Second thing, literally watching this movie, I remember watching the trailer and thinking, oh my god, the trailers only gave away the first 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't give away anything.
Nothing.
No.
So we're I don't even know how to do this. Good luck. You're the first one up. Do not do any spoilers.
Okay.
Find a way.
I will find a way because this movie speaks for itself. This movie, if you've seen the trailers, you haven't seen anything. It is a beautiful, perfect continuation of the first story. And I'm not really into horror, that's not my favorite genre, but what the first movie does so beautifully is that it kept the focus on each of the individual characters and how they work together as a family, and it was really a family story set within a thriller universe, very similar to something like Stranger Things, where the focus is really on the characters and on their relationships. This movie does the same thing. It did not lose sight of that. My fear was that it would just be a thriller, like a horror movie where it just threw horror or jump scares at you. It
totally did throw jump scares at you.
Yeah, but that's not the focus of the movie.
No, but it has jump scares.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
But it's not like Paranormal Activity where you're just there for jump scares and there's no plot. No, so it continues realistically the story of these characters, and it gives you a little bit of their backstory as well, which really ties everything together beautifully. I have not seen a movie that had me this invested and this on the edge of my seat since I can't even tell you.
I agree with that. I don't jump in scary movies because I think they're all stupid, but because
you
of
care about
my
the people.
Yeah, like I really. Oh God, I can't talk about anything. I can't. I
You
literally am
you
gonna spoil it.
care about each person. You care
Yeah.
about how they relate to the family. You care about whether they're gonna make it, and it delivers on the thriller aspect, and it delivers on the family movie that the first one was so good at doing. It makes a lot of callbacks to the first movie, but it's never forced. It feels very realistic. It feels like these feel like real people. I don't know what John Krasinski is eating or doing, but he needs to keep doing it because he is so good at writing and directing. Like, his fingerprints are all over this movie. You can see his heart when you listen to like an interview about him writing and directing the first one.
Yeah, I was like, listen to his heart. These are the only movies he's ever directed.
He's so good because I listened to
Okay.
an interview with him, and the little girl that plays the deaf character in these movies is actually deaf, and he would sit down with her and, you know, ask for her opinion, and he would go over things with her that was going to be in the movie. And she had a lot of her own input, which really helps sell every aspect of this movie. And he just has so much heart for the characters and the story that he's telling. And it really is a family film at the end of the day. The film is about family, and it just happens to be in this horrifying thriller setting.
Every time you say family, I think of Vin Diesel.
Exactly. I was just about to say,
family.
are you implying that this is part of Fast and Furious?
I have never seen Fast and the Furious before.
They say family like 20 times through each
It's
movie.
every single one.
All right, I'll try not to say that word again.
No, you're good.
When you go see this, go to IMAX, go to Dolby, go with popcorn, go with snacks. I think I ate more popcorn at this movie than I have at any movie this year because you're just like on the edge of your seat. There was only like one or two times where I got taken out of the movie, and I'm normally like, it's so hard for me to stay focused on movies sometimes if I'm not into them. This one, it sucks you in, and you're just there for the ride. And I wasn't thinking about anything else. I was fully focused in this universe.
So, golden popcorn for you. Go see it ASAP.
Oh yeah, go see this immediately.
All right,
Biggest
George.
screen you can find.
This movie was absolutely amazing. I love the thriller aspects of it that were very. I mean, like the thriller parts from it that were in the first movie. Those were awesome, and they really helped build up the characters. You started to understand a little bit more, like who these people were and how they were related to each other. The characters in this, you see the characters in the trailer, so that part's not giving anything away. And they all play a very interesting part in this movie, which I did not see coming.
Yeah, no, you don't.
I was really glad that they were able to pull this off because I was like, oh, how is this gonna work? Like a sequel to, you know, what that was previously.
Mm-hmm.
And there were it's so hard not to talk about spoilers. It is so hard.
Yeah.
I have to admit there were so many times when they set up jump scares in this movie. The first big jump scare they did, I did jump.
Me too.
I'm not gonna lie, I did jump.
Yeah.
And it was just they set it up very well. They did the sound just perfect for it.
Mm-hmm.
So it it throws you off because it's not quite what you were expecting. It's perfect, absolutely perfect.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah, like I think the jump scares are like the you want it to be a jump scare. That's a weird thing to say because I hate jump scares, but the moments that were jump scares, I was like, okay, that scene needed a jump scare. Weirdly enough, and I think a lot of other movies that I've seen improperly use it because they're just trying to get a reaction from the audience and not really.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like those movies that you see where you're like, what are you doing? Why are you opening that door? And, like, you're just screaming at the theater.
Like paranormal activity kind of stuff.
I've never seen any Paranormal Activity, but I've seen a lot of dumb horror movies, and that's the reason I don't like them. But
I was thinking, what was it? Scary Stories?
To Tell in the Dark?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I never saw that.
Like, that one had jump scares as well, but they were much more like, it was...
subtle.
No, it
No?
wasn't. It
Okay.
wasn't that they were subtle. They were. It's almost like they were kind of predictable in a way. In this, you're
They
as
were-
you said, they were
yeah.
perfect. They were perfect
Yeah.
the way they were. It's like if they didn't have them there, you'd be like, "What are you doing?"
Right.
I don't know how to explain it, but yes, it's really good. They did a very good job.
So, golden popcorn?
Yes.
So, my final review, everything they said, I did look up a couple of things to see what is spoiler and not spoiler. So, the three things that I can talk about is something that you can find anywhere in any review, most of it without actually giving real actual spoilers. So, if I even say something that could be spoiler-rich, it's really not. There's more going on with what I'm saying. So, one of the things that I have to say is I actually don't like the first movie all that much. In fact, I don't even consider it that good. I like the ending and I like the girl in the movie, and I thought the story was just kind of lacking.
Really?
Yeah, cuz it's just like I've seen enough like movies that nothing, yeah, like the concept was cool, but they didn't really do much with that concept of a quiet place. Like, I did like it, but a lot of it was just kind of boring in the
I
first
will say
movie.
the sequel was better than the first movie, and I loved the first movie.
So for me, like, I wasn't too excited for this movie, but I was interested and I was like hopeful that it could be a step up from the first, because I'm like, all right, John Krasinski, like, you wrote and directed the first one, and I think you learned a lot. I'm trusting that you're gonna go a little bit bigger here and do some more interesting things. And he totally did. He made this movie in the same way the first one did. And one of the things that I really hate about the first movie is that stupid nail scene that is like 30 minutes long, because it's like now you're doing the whole like trying to get a reaction from the audience, and not in a good way. Like, he's just doing it just to make the audience feel tense, which is very childish, and I hate that. Like,
Oh,
for
like,
me,
come on, that was a good scene.
it's not that it's a good scene or a bad scene. It's the fact that they would just go back to the nail every like 5 minutes and nothing would happen, just to make you feel like, by the way, is somebody gonna step on that nail? That's not interesting to me. That is just like, you could have done it in one scene and it pushed it. And I think he learned that lesson. And in this movie, like, there are scenes, sure, like that, but they feel appropriate or right. And the other thing I gotta say is, I've been a huge fan of Cillian Murphy, from Batman Begins to all of his cameos in the Batman movies, from the Dark Knight trilogy to Peaky Blinders to one of my favorite horror thrillers, The Red Eye. Cillian Murphy has just been so underrated for so long, and every movie I see him, he killed it in Inception. He kills it in, like I was saying, Red Eye, Peaky Blinders. There's 100 movies you can think of, and he always plays the bad guy or the villain in all of those movies. And this is the first movie that I was able to finally see him as a lead where he wasn't a bad guy. And Hollywood, thank you for just recognizing. Thank you, John Krasinski, and whoever produced and directed this, because he is so good in this movie. I was so rooting for him the whole time. Every single scene with him is either you're crying or you're kind of like, how is he gonna pull this off? You know what I'm saying? And I don't think John Krasinski could have pulled those scenes off like the way Cillian Murphy pulled those scenes off. And he is so freaking good. And I know he's going to be back in the third one. I hope to God he's going to be back in the third one, because I'm excited to see it. I don't know what else to say. I really loved this movie. It's probably going to go down as my top 5, like, greatest horror thrillers. Like, my list, you probably top. I don't really like this genre. Most of the time I'll avoid them, unless it's something interesting. But, you know, if you're like to right now ask me what's on my list, I would put The Sixth Sense, The Shining, 2001: A Space Odyssey,
Midsummer. Just kidding.
That's on my worst movies ever made. Sure,
I love Midsummer.
I know.
I put that on one of my greatest comedies.
Oh, there we go. But you know, like, it's in that list of movies that I'm like, oh, this is art. This isn't just a scary movie. This isn't just a thriller. Art. I'm not, again, like, you can tell, I don't really think A Quiet Place is all that great, and I've never raved about it because I just thought it was okay, and I didn't really know what to expect with this movie. This movie felt like I was watching a real film, somebody who knew what I mean, like, there's so many amazing artistic shots.
Yeah,
That is so true.
There's just so many things.
There's not a wasted minute of time either.
Yeah, that's
very
true.
true.
In fact, I would say there should have been more time added
I
to
would have
this
taken
movie.
longer. I would have kept watching this all day long. And
But
yeah.
I think it's like because like in the first movie I noticed there were just scenes that just dragged. Where I just felt like, okay, get to whatever you're trying to do here.
Well, I believe in the first movie they were trying to go a bit more for suspense.
I think so too.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is
that
a little
typically
more
extends the movie
action.
longer than.
I mean,
it
the
was.
suspense here was knockout.
Yeah, it was
killer.
perfect.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm gonna cut this, like, we're all gonna say golden popcorn. If you didn't like the first one or didn't think it was all that great, go check out this one. I think you guys will
it's
be
even better.
appreciated. If you like the first one, you're gonna. I don't.
love this.